So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce the Supervisor of the Town of North Hempstead, Judi Bosworth.
Well, thank you, Mitch. It's a pleasure to be here at the Nassau County Committee for the Long Island Builders Institute. It's a pleasure to be here, and I actually brought some of my staff with me who've been very involved in the building department. We have our esteemed Director of Operations, Robert Troiano.
Also a former county legislator.
I was just going to say, Robert was my colleague in the county legislature, and we kind of convinced him to come over with us in the town, and it's something that I'm so grateful for. And one of Robert's responsibilities is, in fact, to be in charge of the vertical that has the building department. So he's been working very closely with the folks at the building department. You know, when I had spoken to Mitch, originally before I became supervisor, I talked about the need for changes in the building department. There had been, as you know, a situation where there had been corruption in the building department, and it needed to be addressed, and it was. And it was addressed, and it was addressed, and what had evolved is a lot of changes were made, and we like to refer to that as phase one. And now we got to the point where we all believed that the building department needed to be seen as our advocates and not as adversaries. And so we've been working hard to do that. One of the things that we have done in order to make that possible is, and I said I would do this, is hire someone to be our applicant advocate. And she is here with us today. This is Lauren Suma, this lovely young lady. And so Lauren's role is really to be there if people are having difficulties with any part of the process in the building department. They will call Lauren, and she will walk them through the process. She will help expedite things, where possible, and has actually done a great job in starting to effect a change there. And I also am, so thank you, Lauren. We also have Carol Trottier. Carol is our very new Director of Communications. She started last Monday, and I was very grateful that she actually came back on Tuesday because we had quite a heated meeting in Port Washington on Monday. About the PSEG project with these 80-feet poles that have just sprung up without any input from the community. And it's not going to go into that now, but it's been a great concern for the Great Neck, Manhasset, and Port Washington communities. So as I said, we were grateful that Carol came back. So thank you, Carol. So I have some remarks that I'd like to give you. We'll open this up, for questions. So you just get a sense of where we are with the building department, the direction that we're going, and where we'd like to continue with your help and with your input. So I first like to congratulate the newest Long Island Building Institute officers and board of directors. So we have President Artie Cipollette. Okay, I'm looking at these names and going,
that's fine.
I'm gonna really goof all of them, and I started off well. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, and Vice President Scott Schwanka, I don't know if he's here.
No.
Okay, Treasurer Brian.
Farajari.
Thank you.
And my pleasure. I know all these names.
You do.
Did you take Italian?
Yeah, that's going to be next. Secretary Grant Hapsay.
Grant was supposed to be here. He may be here shortly.
Okay, well, I'll look forward to meeting him. Associate Vice President Chuck Barretto.
Right here, thank you.
He's right there.
Where are you?
Right
Hi,
there.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Chairman of the Board, Larry Davis.
Larry is not here, but
Okay.
sends his regards.
Okay. And Operations Director Lois Frick. We've got a lady in here, huh?
That's right.
Okay. And of course, Chief Executive Officer Mitch Pally, who's so grateful to you for your outreach.
My pleasure.
So congratulations on your appointments. And I look forward to building our relationship and working together on all the different issues that affect our economy and our communities. So, as I reviewed your most recent newsletter, I saw that it did contain some encouraging news, that the Northeast and Long Island building industry are on the upswing as the number of multifamily projects under construction is higher than it's been in the last 10 years. So that's some good news. That's news we can all get excited about because as the recession has taught us, when it comes to the economy, we really are all connected. Our reliance on each other's economic success is undeniable. Where the residential construction trade suffers, we all suffer. It has an impact on government, it has an impact on all businesses. And as the business industry and activity grows, we all benefit. And so as supervisor of the town of North Hempstead, I recognize that, I'm sure you do as well, and it's in our best interest to work together and support each other. And I'm hoping today is one of the steps that will go towards us establishing that relationship that will grow, and I certainly look forward to that. So those of us in government are often faced with a balancing act. So we're trying to balance creating a robust environment that supports development opportunities so that our communities and our economies thrive. And we're also wanting to make sure that we preserve the environment and the suburban feel of our towns and villages. And I realize that you need the tools to perform in this challenging industry, and I hope that as we go along that I can help smooth the way for you as best as I can, while also being cognizant of the balance that we're trying to accomplish. And a number of you were kind enough to mention the article in Newsday today about the extension of the Hempstead Harbor Trail. You know, that's one of the initiatives that we can do to further our environment by preserving open space in the appropriate places, providing wonderful environmental destinations for our residents, and going forward in those ways, while also making sure that the opportunities for development exist as well. So when I took office this past January, my focus was on maintaining the town's strong, stable finances, environmental awareness, so you can see we're doing that, departmental and programmatic initiatives with a special emphasis on working on the building department, customer service, and government transparency. And so I'm pleased to report that the fiscal condition of the town remains solid and secure. We have a Moody's bond rating of AA1, and that's great, but to me, what is also so important is that that was just reconfirmed. So there's a recognition of the work that we continue to do to make sure that we're going ahead in a fiscally responsible way that takes into account all the different factors that need to be taken into account to make sure that we not only have a positive outlook, but we maintain this bond rating, which is actually the highest bond rating the town has ever had. I'm not happy with that. I think we need to go to the point where we're actually going to be AAA. And so I'm hoping that the next time when it's appropriate and I come here and speak to you, I can say, guess what? You know, good news. And that is certainly something that we're going to be working toward. I've worked with the town board and our professional finance team to put in place a multi-year capital plan as well as a multi-year debt management reduction plan. And so those are all things to make sure that we have projects that are doable, that we have the funding available, that we've authorized bonding to go forward with projects in the town. Many of them involve infrastructure needs because those are things that are important. If our infrastructure isn't strong, we can't really build on other things, as well as other projects and developments. And so we're going to make sure that we continue doing that on a forward basis. In January of this year, I voted along with the entire North Hempstead Town Board to extend the building department's temporary reconciliation period, which had expired at the end of 2013. So the measure suspends the 4 times fee that applicants would have incurred for construction, improvements, and alterations done without proper permits and inspections. So this is something because we want to make sure, again, that we have a building environment that's conducive to letting people know that North Hempstead is a place that you want to do business in. Temporary reconciliation program applies to applications for building and plumbing permits to maintain construction, improvements and alterations, and having the work verified by a town inspector for code compliance. Applications for maintains that are currently pending in the building department are also eligible to participate in the reconciliation program. So the application to maintain unauthorized improvements that would normally be subject to fees equaling 4 times the amount noted in the town's fee schedule will now be subject to the regular permit fee until December 31st, 2014, and that reconciliation period will then be evaluated again at the end of 2014 so that the town board can consider whether to extend it again. So, as I mentioned before, one of the key focuses of my administration has been to focus on the building department and to create strong customer service for the town residents and for the residential builders. We want to make sure that we have a building department that is your advocate, that is not viewed as your adversary. It's not, guilty until proven innocent. It's that we want to work together to make sure that projects can go ahead in a timely way. So I already mentioned Lauren, who is our applicant advocate. She reports directly to my office, and she's really been very effective in navigating the permit process and cutting the red tape. And I'm hoping that some of you are beginning to sense a difference in the building department so that it is becoming a little more user-friendly, consumer-friendly, so that you understand this is a place we want our town to grow. We want you to be a part of that growth, and it's important that we work together to make that happen. What Lauren has done also, and I think this is great, we have set up a number of outside of the building department locations where people from the community can come and meet with Lauren, so that it's bringing the building department services to the community. And this has actually been very, very well received. Lauren will go there with a member of the building department where people are able to find out what they need to do to get permits, or if they're having a problem with their permits, Lauren helps them. If she can't help them right then and there, she takes their name and all the information and then gets back to them the following day. And it really has been that direct. It's been meeting with Lauren, getting something done either then and there, or in fact, having it done the next day. Lauren's actually in the process of becoming a notary, so that when people come to these hours, that she can actually notarize things that need to be notarized. All very important. So it can seem like something so small, but it really helps in terms of making people understand that we want to be working with them to make sure that their applications are being processed quickly. I just want to note that we have our town clerk, Wayne Wink, who has joined us, so welcome, Wayne. Okay. Okay. So Lauren had done these meetings with the towns. They've been in libraries throughout the town of North Hempstead. And it's been so successful that we've actually set up another round of these meetings starting May 5th. Because this is something that we want to do. This enables people to have evening hours for the building department, and also, again, brings the services right into the community. And so we know that too many of you have waited too long to have your building permit application processed by our building department. Some of you may have become so frustrated that you've decided, you know what, maybe North Hempstead isn't such a good place to do business. I want you to know, and I think you can tell from my remarks, that we are working feverishly to win back your trust and confidence. And we want to hear from you about issues that you're having, if there's anything that is stopping you from going forward, and whatever we can do to work on that, we will. We're now measuring and monitoring permit processing times. Permits that take longer to be issued than the standard established for specific permit types will be pulled out for special review to resolve factors that are delaying any reason for these permits to be issued. And although we're early on the implementation of this exception process procedure, we are already seeing reductions in the time that it takes for permits to be issued. Improvement is a continuous process, and we plan to continue to refine our processes until we win back your trust and confidence. So toward that end, we'd like to partner with representatives of the Long Island Builders Institute by meeting periodically with you to review changes in the building code that we may be contemplating, as well as changes in your industry that we need to be aware of as we're developing building code standards. Such a meeting has already been scheduled with the American Institute of Architects. We value their input as we value yours. We're also exploring ways that we can use technology to make the building department more user-friendly. The town website has been redesigned to make our forms more easily accessible, and we're establishing a system so that applicants can check on the status of their applications online. No reason for you to have to come into the building department just to see where you are, what you still need to do. We're trying to do it so that you can do this through the technology that's available. We're committed to automating the permit application process by enabling both residents and commercial entities to fill out and submit applications online, make payments electronically, upload surveys and site plans through your computers, and receive a permit without leaving the comfort of your home or your business. This initiative will be phased in over time with the goal of having the simplest application types fully automated by the end of the year. So I have that, you got it on tape. By the end of the year, that's what we're hoping
You
for.
meant 2014.
This year.
At the end of this year, the end of this year, yes. So the innovative use of technology will improve efficiency. It's going to save time for you, it's going to save time for your customers, it's going to save time for our residents, as well as save money for our taxpayers. I'm investing the resources necessary to foster these and other improvements, to reduce the time and stress involved in obtaining permits and certificates, while never compromising our commitment to compliance with the town code and building safety. And I think that's important. Those codes are there for a reason. They keep you safe, they keep us safe, they keep our residents safe. So although we want to streamline the process, it doesn't mean that we're not going to be code compliant. That becomes as important as it ever was. My vision for our building department is that it be known as a model of government efficiency and integrity. So I appreciate the opportunity to address you all today. I look forward to working together with you in the future, and I'm open to any questions or comments that you may have.